We will continue with the tabletop, and this tabletop will be made of boards. So I select it in IntelliShape level, select this handle and type 95 and hit enter. This will be the width of the board. So I select it in part level, come over to the scene browser and click twice on the name, not double click, but click twice slowly to change the name. And here I type board, and we need 10 more, so we have to copy it, and we will copy it in part level. But if you by mistake copy the board in IntelliShape level or feature level, it will look like this. I select the board in feature level, turn on the triball, I move the triball. First I right click the center handle, choose to point, and I choose this vertex here, lock the triball, right click and push like so, drop it there and choose copy. The distance will be 1000, but I would remove one board, that means minus 95. I need 9 more. We have already one board in the scene, 10 in total. And then I select equal distribution and click OK. So now we have 10 boards here in the scene, but if we go to the scene browser we see that we have only one board. But if I expand the board here, we see that we have 10 features. So if I were to create a drawing of the table and add a bill of materials, I would see only one board when it comes to the tabletop, but I can see 10 in the scene, and that's because I copied the board in feature level. So I will have 10 features and not 10 boards. So in this case it was not a good solution to copy the board in the feature level or IntelliShape level. So I will undo this like so. Make sure that I select the board in part level, and now I can activate the triball. I move the triball, right click the center handle to point, and I select this vertex here, and then I lock the triball, right click and push this handle, drop it there, choose copy 1000. We'll do the same procedure, minus one board, minus 95. I need 9 more. We have 1 in the scene, and equal distribution, and click OK. So now we have 10 boards in the scene, and we also have 10 boards here in the scene browser. But let's say if I want to have a rectangular tabletop instead of a squared tabletop, I have to change the length of the board. But when they are copied like this, I have to change every one of them. So I select this one in IntelliShape level, then I press Alt and Shift to select the others in IntelliShape level, like so. And then I can left click and push, drop it there, type 800. Perhaps I want the tabletop to be 800 by 1000. And if I want to add color to the boards, I can come over to the starter catalog, and we have a paint group here. If I now left click and drag the paint group and drop it here on the first board, and perhaps I choose red matte, we see that it will only paint the first board and not the others. So in this case I have to paint or add paint to all of them one by one. So in this case it would be better if they were linked. So I will undo that like so. So therefore we will link these boards together, and we do that by first selecting them. I select that one and shift select this one, and then use the control key, select the 10th up there. So now when they are selected, I can right click here in the scene browser, but I will right click here so that we can see the menu in the video, and here we can choose create link. and this message says that creating the link may not preserve all existing relations. Well, I will do it anyway. I click yes. So now we can see that they are linked here in the scene browser. So when I select the first board, we see that the others will also be selected. Go to IntelliShape level. Now I can right click and push, change that to 800, and all the others will also change. And if I now drag a paint group here and drop it here on the first one, choose the red color, all will have the same color because they are linked. But if I now select the first one and I would like to change the position of the tabletop for any reason, if I now select the first one and turn on the tribal and move this board up a bit, it will move only the first one or the selected one, because when you link parts together, it is only the properties that will be linked and not positions. So in this case I will undo all of it, like so. So in this case, if I want to move the tabletop, it would be best if I made an assembly of these boards. So to make an assembly of the boards, of all boards, you can select them. I will select them here in the scene browser. Select the first one there, and then shift select that one and control select the first one up there. Now you can right click here in the scene browser, but I will right click here to show the menu, and up here you have assemble, or you can also use shift A. So now we have an assembly, and then I click twice on the name to change it, and I will change that to tabletop. Then I deselect everything, come over to the catalog, I drag the paint group and drop it here on the first board, choose the red color down here, all will have the same color. Then I go back down here to change the camera angle to table, and then we can save this scene, and we will continue in the next video.